So guess what? Books are terrible. Now I don't mean books are terrible in the sense that they're horrible. I mean more so in fictional books. I've been getting increasingly annoyed with the fact that so many books lacked the Voldemort factor. The Voldemort factor means in the resolution of the story, the villain wins. So many books are teaching us the wrong morals, saying that everything always goes right and everything is ending happily ever after. But in life that rarely happens. If you're writing a book, thinking about writing a book, or have written a book, I hope you consider the Voldemort factor. For a number of reasons, including the element of surprise, the morals it teaches young minds after they've left the story, and finally for the element of interest. And with that, good day.
So a few days ago, Aazam made a video about how books are terrible and they should have more situations in which the villain wins. Yeah, but personally, while I do feel like some books overdo the "oh, everything's happy in Rainbow Magic Land," and it's not always realistic, I wouldn't go as far as to say things rarely turn out right in the real world. And a lot of books don't turn out perfectly, for example. I don't know how the Voldemort factor got its name, as Voldemort didn't win in the end, but take Harry Potter, for example. In Harry Potter, sure, Voldemort is destroyed and Harry wins in the end, but think about all the people who died along the way. I mean, it makes you cry! Spoiler alert! Dumbledore, Snape, Fred, Lupin, Mad-Eye. Hermione erased the memories of her parents for some reason, even though she really didn't have to do that. The list goes on and on. I don't know, all I'm saying is I don't think there's a problem with the main conflict usually being resolved in books. Because things happen along the way that maybe aren't so good, and those add interest and conflict to the story. Books are magical because they can take us away from our problems and put us in a different world where we can think about something else for a while. That was cheesy. I'll admit it. That came out like a teacher trying to convince their students to read more books. What are you gonna do? I'll see you tomorrow.
Last week I posted this video. So guess what? Yes, I did complain that the majority of books are terrible, but don't beat me up yet. I'm saying that books are simply boring and they've lost all character. And Charlie, you made this video yesterday. I have to disagree with some of your points there. Firstly, you said two statements about saying that everything always goes right and everything is ending happily ever after. But in life that rarely happens, which is very confusing. What I was trying to get across in the video is that things always don't turn out perfectly, and the books are teaching you morals that say that they do. Now I'm a little bit lost with your Harry Potter analogy, because I totally didn't do that. So many books lacked the Voldemort factor, especially since I haven't actually read Harry Potter. But nonetheless, I thought of the name Voldemort factor, because Voldemort should have won. Otherwise, what is the point? Ultimately, whether we think so or not, in life we set goals for ourselves. Whether that means we're going to take out the laundry, publish a book. All of these things are totally different things, but they are goals nonetheless in life. And the destination or resolution of a book is the goal of the book. Not only is it the purpose, but it's what the book stands for. And sure, you could argue that the journey is better than the destination, but even then the journey wouldn't exist without having a destination. Now whether the destination is just a resolution or a cliffhanger doesn't really matter. I guess what I'm trying to say is that books are boring. And yes, this is an ongoing debate. I expect your video, Charlie, on this matter very soon, responding to this. So if you have any opinion at all, leave it in the comment section below. And with that, good day.
Hey guys, and hey Aazam, I'm going to respond to your books might be terrible video, but it appears as if I paused it at one of the creepiest possible times.
Oh!
So Aazam, now I'm going to respond to your books might be terrible video. Anyway, you commented on me commenting on your saying that things rarely go well in the real world. But if you're trying to say that things don't always turn out perfectly, why not just say things don't always turn out well, and in books they always turn out well? I think that would be a more valid argument. But what you said in the original video was that things rarely go well in the real world, which is different from saying that sometimes things don't turn out perfectly. In my opinion, sometimes things go well, and sometimes things don't. So I agree with you that more books should have situations where things don't turn out perfectly. But then you also said this.
Now I'm a little bit lost with your Harry Potter analogy, especially since I haven't actually read Harry Potter. But nonetheless, I thought of the name Voldemort factor, because Voldemort should have won. Otherwise, what is the point?
Voldemort should have won. Voldemort should have won.
No, I don't think Voldemort should have won. Because the message of the entire series is that love wins in the end over hate, even though hate can do some horrible things. The point I was trying to make Wednesday in my video with Harry Potter was that, yeah, the main conflict was resolved, but so many terrible things happened along the way. Not everything turned out perfectly, a bunch of people died, but Harry pushed on and he won, which I think makes a pretty good story. Of course, not all stories should be like that. Sometimes the villain should win, as sometimes villains do win. And yes, sometimes it gets boring because, oh, the main character won't die because he's the main character. I find this in TV series and movies too. But there are two things to say about that. First off, if a book, TV show, or movie is written well, somehow, at least I, can always be scared for the main character's life, even though I can know factually that the character is in no danger because the show must go on, or book, or movie. But sometimes people close to the main character, non-essential characters, can leave the plot line. And for those, you can be legitimately afraid for their lives because they actually could die. The story could be about more than just the main character. That's what I'm saying, but I do agree that there should be some books in which the villain wins.
I'll see you tomorrow.
So welcome to the very last segment of Vlog Wars Episode 1. This episode we discussed deeply about whether books have lost all character or are magical. First, I made a video explaining that the Voldemort factor should happen more often. I explained that I believe that books have become boring and that villains should win more often. The stories shouldn't always end happily ever after, and by stories doing so, they are actually teaching people the wrong morals about life, saying that things always go perfectly, which, as we know, is never the case. And Charlie, you made a video contradicting what I said about how books are boring. You said that books are magical, and you explained that the destination is not everything. You said that during the journey, many things happened that were extremely sad, which makes the story more interesting. And you explained that books as a whole take you to another place, where you can imagine to your heart's desire. However, I made another video explaining that the destination might well be everything. I basically explained in Harry Potter, for example, Voldemort should have won, and that the destination is everything that the book stands for, and without the destination, the journey wouldn't even exist. Then you made another video explaining how Voldemort shouldn't have won, and that the message of the story was that love wins over hate. So who do you agree with? Me in saying that books are boring and have lost character, or Charlie in saying that books are magical? You decide. Tell us in the comments below. And until next time, you're watching Random Cow Films. Bye!